They learn something early that most people refuse to see. They learn, usually through rejection or public embarrassment, that showing weakness invites attack, not sympathy. The people who become untouchable do not build walls of anger or isolation. They build something colder and far more effective. They master the art of emotional invisibility while remaining physically present. Others sense the shift but cannot name it. They simply know they cannot reach this person anymore. Most assume untouchable means powerful or rich. That is wrong. The dark truth is simpler and more ruthless. Untouchable people control one thing above all others: their own reactions. They treat every social interaction like a chessboard, where emotions are the pieces opponents try to capture. When someone throws criticism, a joke at their expense, or silent pressure, the untouchable does not flinch. They observe, they calculate, they decide if any move is worth making. This single habit separates those who get played from those who cannot be played. The viewer wonders how they achieve this state. They wonder what specific moves create that invisible armor, and they hope to walk away, knowing exactly how to make attacks bounce off them in real life. The answer sits in patterns that repeat across every environment where power is tested: offices, relationships, friendships, and streets. Stay until the end. The final pattern ties every tactic together into one unbreakable system that most will never discover. They start by killing their need for approval. A co-worker says something sharp in a meeting to test the waters. Most people react with defense or forced laughter to keep peace. The untouchable stays neutral. They learn early that showing hunger for respect makes others starve them on purpose. Like when a co-worker says, "Relax, I was just joking," after mocking your idea in a meeting, to make you feel wrong for reacting and to stop you from pushing back. The untouchable hears it, notes the tactic, and offers zero emotional fuel. No tightened jaw, no quick comeback, just calm eyes that say, "The game is not interesting." This silence forces the attacker to overextend or retreat. Either way, control stays with the one who refused to play. This leads directly into the next truth. They weaponize absence. People who chase connection hand over power the moment they become predictable. The untouchable disappears at the exact moment others expect presence. They do not announce it. They simply stop feeding the dynamic. A friend who always demands emotional support suddenly finds messages unanswered for days, not out of spite, but calculation. The absence creates scarcity. The other person starts wondering what changed. They begin offering more value to regain access. The untouchable never explains the disappearance. Explanation gives the game away. They simply return when it suits their own goals. And notice how the power balance has flipped. From here, the pattern grows darker. They master selective vulnerability. Most people think sharing weaknesses builds trust. The untouchable knows sharing real weakness invites exploitation. They reveal only calculated fragments, small stories that humanize without exposing soft spots. When someone tries to dig deeper for leverage, the conversation hits a wall of polite deflection. The attacker walks away with nothing useful. Meanwhile, the untouchable has gathered information about the other person's real motives. Information is the true currency. Emotions are just noise used to steal it. They treat compliments as potential traps. When praise comes, especially from those with something to gain, the untouchable accepts it without warmth. They say thank you in a flat tone and change the subject. Flattery is often the first move in a manipulation sequence. By refusing to light up, they deny the manipulator the emotional hook they need. The other person reveals more of their agenda, trying to get the desired reaction. The untouchable stores every slip and uses it later if necessary. This control over reactions extends to anger. Anger is the fastest way to become touchable. The untouchable feels it. They are not robots, but they never show the full heat. They channel it into delayed, precise action. A betrayal happens. Instead of exploding, they go quiet and plan 3 steps ahead. The betrayer waits for the outburst that never arrives. That uncertainty eats at them. By the time consequences land, the untouchable has already moved on to higher ground. The attacker is left swinging at shadows. They build routines that starve emotional dependency. Every morning, they review their own goals before checking any messages. This tiny sequence puts their mind in the driver's seat. External noise arrives second. Over time, this creates a natural buffer. Insults lose their sting because the untouchable's sense of self does not depend on daily feedback. They know their value from internal metrics. Others sense this independence and hesitate before testing it. Silence becomes their sharpest tool. In tense conversations, most people fill gaps with words that reveal too much. The untouchable lets silence stretch. The other person grows uncomfortable and starts filling it with confessions, offers, or concessions. Every extra sentence handed over is another piece of leverage gained. The untouchable listens, nods once, and waits again. The pattern repeats until the dynamic tilts completely. They practice outcome independence in every interaction. Before speaking, they ask themselves what they want from this moment. If the honest answer is nothing, they give nothing. No forced smiles, no extra effort to be liked. This predatory calm unnerves people who rely on social approval. They start working harder to earn basic engagement. The untouchable grants it only when it serves a purpose. They study micro-expressions the way others study stock charts. A slight eye flicker, a fake smile that lasts too long, a voice pitch change, these become data points. The untouchable does not react in the moment. They log the information and adjust their strategy. This turns every social encounter into reconnaissance. Opponents believe they are playing against an equal. They are actually playing against someone who already knows their next 3 moves. They cut ties without announcement or drama. When a relationship drains value consistently, the untouchable simply stops investing. No final confrontation, no explanation letter. They fade out. The other person feels the loss gradually and cannot pinpoint exactly when it happened. This prevents revenge cycles and messy emotions. The untouchable moves forward lighter, while the discarded party stays stuck in confusion. They maintain a private life that no one fully sees. Hobbies, goals, and reflections stay hidden. This creates an aura of depth that cannot be touched. People project their own fantasies onto the mystery, which grants the untouchable even more power. They never correct the projections. Mystery is leverage. Full disclosure is weakness. They rehearse worst-case scenarios in their mind regularly, not out of fear, but preparation. When real pressure arrives, the event feels familiar. The emotional spike is smaller. They respond from strategy instead of panic. This mental rehearsal turns potential disasters into manageable data. Opponents who expect collapse meet only calm calculation. They never explain their boundaries twice. The first time someone crosses a line, The Untouchable states it clearly. Once, any further violation triggers immediate distance. No debates, no second chances for explanation. This trains others quickly that certain behaviors remove access permanently. The cost of testing becomes too high. They use strategic agreement to disarm. When someone pushes an agenda, the Untouchable sometimes says, "You might be right," in a neutral tone. This removes the fight they wanted. The aggressor loses momentum and often reveals more while trying to regain it. Agreement without emotional buy-in is a sophisticated trap. They track their own emotional leaks. Every time they feel the urge to justify, impress, or defend, they note it. Over weeks, they reduce these leaks through deliberate practice. Each reduction tightens the armor. Soon the leaks stop entirely. What remains is a presence that feels solid and unreachable. They study power in small daily moments. Who sits where in meetings? Who speaks first? Who laughs loudest at whose jokes? These patterns reveal the hidden hierarchy. The Untouchable positions themselves above it by refusing to participate emotionally. They become the observer who moves pieces when others are still reacting. They accept that some relationships must die for their own power to live. Loyalty to toxic people is self-betrayal. The Untouchable chooses self-preservation without guilt. This ruthless editing of their circle creates space for alliances that actually serve them. Weaker people stay entangled out of fear of loneliness. The Untouchable uses loneliness as fuel. They develop a resting face and tone that reveal nothing. Slight smile, steady eyes, even breathing. This neutral mask frustrates those hunting for emotional tells. Manipulators need feedback to adjust their approach. Without it, they either abandon the attempt or make mistakes that expose them. They never chase closure from others. Betrayed, used, discarded. The Untouchable closes the chapter internally and moves on. Seeking apologies or explanations hands power back to the person who caused the harm. Internal closure keeps the power where it belongs, with them. They turn pain into data. Every hurt feeling becomes a lesson about their own remaining vulnerabilities. They patch the hole and test the repair in the next interaction. This turns suffering into engineering. Over time, the vulnerabilities disappear. What remains is a mind that processes attacks like minor code errors. Fix and continue. They maintain physical discipline that mirrors their mental one. Straight posture, controlled movements, steady voice. The body signals to the mind that it is in command. Others read this confidence subconsciously and adjust their behavior downward. They test less, they respect more. They practice the art of the non-answer. When asked invasive questions, they respond with something true but useless. Interesting question, followed by a subject change. The asker gains nothing and learns not to probe again. Information control is power control. They anticipate reciprocity traps. When someone does them a favor, the Untouchable thanks them, but does not feel obligated to return a bigger one. They decide the exchange rate. This breaks the manipulation chain that relies on guilt. They build a private code of conduct that no one else knows. Personal rules about when to speak, when to act, and when to vanish. This code operates independently of group norms. It makes their behavior unpredictable to outsiders, while perfectly consistent to themselves. They rehearse power poses and voice tones alone until they become natural. The body leads the mind. Standing tall, even when alone, trains the nervous system to default to strength. Voice lowered slightly, pauses used deliberately. These micro-habits compound into an aura that repels casual attacks. They study historical figures who mastered detachment, not for admiration, but for tactics. How they handled betrayal, how they maintained mystery, how they struck only when necessary. These lessons translate directly into modern life without fanfare. They accept that being untouchable sometimes feels lonely at first. The feeling passes. What replaces it is freedom. No more emotional whiplash, no more wasted energy on people who see them as tools. The trade is always worth it. They test their untouchability regularly in low-stakes environments. A rude stranger, a pushy salesperson, a passive-aggressive comment. Each successful neutral response strengthens the muscle. By the time real threats arrive, the response is automatic. They never broadcast their growth. The untouchable improves in silence. Others notice the change only when it is too late to counter. Sudden respect appears without explanation. That is the point. The deeper pattern behind all of this is identity independence. The untouchable does not tie their worth to any external role. Employee, friend, partner, child, they are the observer who plays these roles when useful and drops them when not. This final layer makes every previous tactic automatic. Attacks land on costumes, never on the core self. The core remains untouched. They reach the ultimate state, where even their own thoughts cannot betray them. Emotions arise, but do not command. Desires exist, but do not rule. They move through the world as a force that others feel, but cannot grasp. This is the dark truth about becoming untouchable. It was never about becoming stronger than everyone else. It was about refusing to let anyone else hold the strings that move you. The ones who master this do not announce it. They simply live it, and the world learns, slowly and painfully, that some people cannot be touched.